What's going on? What's going on? Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My mother used to run a nursing home, and it's just a living center, actually, but I had a ward as well. And I used to work there when I was off, and oh my God, the amount of times I had to cover for people was just stupidly ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, them, and then you also have the ones with memory problems, which are not actually cranky, but the problem is like one person does something wrong to them, and so one person steals from them, and then they forget who's the one that stole from them, and so then anybody that works from them from then on, you stole from me. Yeah. And it just becomes like a disaster. Yeah. And then they do things like forget to flush all the time, and yeah, it's really, really nasty job. Very difficult. Yeah. Nobody wants to take the job, and you can't pay well because there's too much work that needs to be done. Yeah. And most of the people there can't afford that. Did you know that's actually have you heard of the business of death? Oh, there's a really great expose documentary on that. And they look at that, and there's these private companies have been buying up nursing homes, cutting the staff to reduce the cost. And they had actually made pretty good profits for a bit there. But it is not profitable right now, actually. It's really non-profitable. And they had done that, and they did some studies on that recently. And it was published in like the New York Times and stuff. And apparently they've killed millions of people in the United States by doing that. Yeah. So anyways, where did I stop here? Reduced form of glycosylate serves as a cyclohydryl buffer that's going to keep the residues of the hemoglobin in the reduced sulfhydryl form without the adequate levels of the reduced glutathione. The hemoglobin molecules are going to cross-link with one another. This is going to form aggregates, which are Heinz bodies on cell membranes. Yes, Heinz is in the same Heinz as Heinz ketchup, which actually kind of works in a gross, disgusting, horrible way. It does. It so does. The membranes damaged by the Heinz bodies and reactive oxygen species are going to become deformed. These cells are very likely to undergo lysis then. There is a possibility that they would not lyse, or they could build up into plaques and blockages, but typically the cells are just going to break because they're not tough enough. The Heinz bodies are going to be made of the denatured hemoglobin. And this is what Heinz bodies right here. Okay? Ooh, except they're not red because we colored them. The glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency is going to be characterized by a tenfold reduction in the enzymatic activity in the red blood cells. More common among Americans of African heritage. Protects against the deadliest forms of malaria, which is prevalent in Africa's subtropical regions. Parasites use malaria-required NADPH for growth and infection. It induces oxidative stress in infected human cells. And so because the pentose phosphate pathway is compromised, the cells and parasites die from the oxidative damage. And so this is kind of an interesting, fascinating thing where people of African descent actually have a much higher prevalence of a genetic disorder. But because of malaria, it's actually advantageous to have one set of these disorders and not the full-blown disorder. Okay? And so you get this carrier that if you don't have this disorder, you die from malaria. If you do have this disorder completely, you have difficulty and maybe reproduce less. But you get that happy medium in between where you have a little bit of the disorder and it protects you from malaria. Neat, huh? Yeah. Weird. One of those situations in life. I think I'm out of time anyways. We'll call that good.